Let us now introduce our next student team, Team 2, Tall People.
Hello. So, my name is Shantier, and I was the team lead. My job was to facilitate the outside meetings with my team, as well as put the hardware actually together.
My name is Ray, and I was a hardware researcher. My job was to search up everything for the Raspberry Pi and make sure everything was functioning.
My name is Sweet. I was the head programmer. My job was to make sure the code was running and
My name is Dion. I'm the documenter, and my job was to get information and give it back to my group.
So, the problem that we were trying to solve was overflowing piles of trash that are currently in our cities and our oceans. Because the fact that we have a trash pile, actually several trash piles at the size of Texas in our oceans, is a bit of a problem. And so, for my generation, we've been told that our world is ending since we were born. So the solution that we designed is a system that's going to alert you in your house when you have to take out your trash. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but as you go through the week and the more that you have to take out the trash, the more that you start to realize how much you're actually throwing away and how much waste that you're producing that is just going right back into our oceans and right back into our cities, as well as our air and everything that we eat.
The hardware. The project was a Raspberry Pi distance tracker. The components, an LED bar was the user output. It shows how high the trash is, and it can also show a certain point. The distance will track, you know how you got something tracking. So say you got something tracking minutes. That's how the distance tracker will work. It will track the levels of the trash to let us know everything. The buzzer, it alerts us.
Hey, Ray, do you mind starting over a little bit? Because we're cutting out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so start from was the setup and assembly process?
You started cutting out when you were going into the distance tracker.
Okay, so this distance tracker, it tracks the trash levels and how high everything is. The buzzer, it's gonna give a audio sound letting us know that it's full. The button, it's going to reset the device so that we can know when it gets full next time. It's going to reset everything so that it tracks the levels. And then the setup was connecting the Raspberry Pi to the breadboard, distance sensor writing, making sure everything was functioning with each other. The LED bar writing,
Hi, Sire or Anthony. If you all can just give a high-level overview. I know that the signal went out so much. Thank you so much to our presenter. We just want to get a high-level overview. Sire Anthony.
Yeah, so pretty much what was available was that we had a couple of hardware pieces, right? Such as the LED bar, the distance tracker, the buzzer, and the button. And what Ray was saying earlier is that each one of those are connected to a specific use. Of course, the LED bar is an LED that has multiple LEDs actually inside it, and what it's supposed to signify is when someone looks at it, they can see how high the trash actually is. The distance sensor is actually used to look at the trash. The distance tracker is an ultrasonic sensor. So it beams and hits the trash, and based on that response, you will get what the actual trash level is. And of course, the buzzer makes a sound, right? And the button is when someone wants to reset the fact that they've taken out the trash and they just want to reset the software. And Ray was talking about what essentially was a setup and assembly process, right? And of course, you have to make sure the Raspberry Pi, so they all have to be physically connected. So the first step would be to connect the Raspberry Pi to the breadboard, right? And then you have to set up a circuit such that you can provide ground and positive power. And then after that, you have to do distance sensor, and that is wired a little specially. And then same thing with LED bar, and then the buzzer wiring and the constant. And then the last step, of course, is that you want to make sure that we're getting out, we're making sure that the process works really well, right? So we're gonna have that constant testing. We can go on to the software side now.
This is the software slide. What this program does, it helps you get alerted when the trash level is way too high. The libraries we used was GPIO 0 and time. There are 4 different parts in this code. The first part is setting up the pins for the sensor, LED bar, button, and buzzer. And then the code runs the while loop, and inside the while loop, the first thing it does, it tracks the distance, and then it runs an if statement, which is if if trash level is full, then the code should subtract off 0.1% off the trash level. And the other if statement is if it's for the button. So whenever the button is pressed, it should like reset the whole code and checks if the trash is full or not. And the LED bar dot value, the trash level turns into the LED dot value. And then the last part is if trash level is less than 0.1, then the buzzer which is if trash level is full, then the buzzer should go off, sleep for 1 second, go on, and then sleep for 1 second. And some errors that we came up against where the button was not synced up to the buzzer and the sensor fried. Next slide.
Outcomes. Was the product successful? Does it achieve its goal? Our product was mostly successful because at first, like our distance monitor was working, but then it ended up frying itself. So we technically did it, but then it didn't work at the end. What were the testing results and limitations of the product? Like I said before, the distance monitor ended up frying itself in the process. What challenges did you foresee and overcome? We had some challenges with our coding and wiring, but with some help from our instructors and group mates, we were able to overcome them. And our marketing plan is we play off the fact that not only we are killing the world, but also the fact that people don't realize how much trash they produce in the world. And what we learned in this program is we learned how to code on Python and how to use the Raspberry Pi to make a trash detector. And that coding could be a pain in the heart. Next slide.
This is a really simple video of our project actually working.
Would you like to still give a live demonstration, Shanti?
Yeah, I actually would. So, can you guys actually see it still?
Yeah. Yep.
So, because our distance tracker ended up frying, we replaced it with the button for this process at least. So, as the trash gets higher, the LED slowly goes up.
Sorry, could you also tilt your screen down a bit? There you go, perfect.
Yeah, as you press the button, the LED bar, it goes higher and higher, and that's telling you like how high your trash is and how close it is in order to be taken out. And as soon as you get to the top, that buzzer goes off until you actually take it out. And trust me, that can be annoying. And in order to reset it, you press and hold, and there you go.